It was one of those nights when I had to work late at the call center. The boss asked us to stay back to clear up some backlog or whatever. The office was in the city, and I lived a bit away, so I decided to take the subway to get home quicker. Now, I usually take the regular route, but that night I thought of taking this shortcut through an old subway tunnel. It's not something I'd normally do, but I was tired and just wanted to get home. Bad choice, I guess. The tunnel was dark as heck, just a narrow path with flickering lights. The echoes of my footsteps were the only sounds in the air. I could feel the tension building, like a weight on my chest. That's when I heard it. Another set of footsteps, faint at first, but getting closer. I tried to shrug it off, thinking maybe it's just an echo or something, but it didn't stop. It was persistent, rhythmic, like someone deliberately matching my pace. I quickened my steps, heart pounding. The echoes seemed to amplify the sound, making it even more eerie. I told myself it's just my imagination playing tricks, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. The footsteps behind me got louder, and I could almost feel someone breathing down my neck. Panic set in, and I started to run, my own footsteps now a frantic rhythm in the dim tunnel. I dared a glance over my shoulder, and there, barely visible in the shadows, was a figure, a man. I couldn't make out his face, but he was getting closer, and the sight sent shivers down my spine. I don't know what it was, instinct or fear, but I took a sudden turn into a maintenance alcove, hoping to lose him. I pressed myself against the cold wall, trying to catch my breath, praying he'd pass by. The footsteps slowed, then stopped. I held my breath, afraid to make a sound. Silence hung heavy, and the only thing I could hear was the erratic beat of my heart. That's when he spoke. A cold, sinister voice cutting through the darkness. He knew I was there. How, I have no idea. He taunted me, whispered things that sent chills down my spine. I was paralyzed, trapped in that suffocating darkness. And then, out of nowhere, a janitor appeared. I hadn't noticed him before, but he must have heard the commotion. The janitor, an older guy with tired eyes, shouted at the stalker to back off. For a moment, I thought I was saved. But things took a dark turn. The stalker, fueled by some twisted rage, pulled out a knife. The janitor, brave as he was, tried to intervene. A scuffle ensued, and the next thing I knew, the janitor collapsed, blood staining the cold floor. I screamed, horrified at the sight. The stalker, satisfied with his sick victory, turned and disappeared into the abyss of the tunnel. I was left there, alone with the janitor bleeding out beside me. I called for help, and the police arrived soon after. They never caught the stalker, and the janitor, he didn't make it. It's been haunting me ever since, the echoes of that night replaying in my mind. So, yeah, that's my story. I hope sharing it helps me get some closure or whatever. Just be careful out there, folks. You never know what darkness might be lurking in the echoes of the abyss.